Hey friends, a special welcome to the Vagabonds, Pagans, and Trust Fund Babies. Welcome back to my channel. Today I've got a little rant about what working 40 hours a week and doing overtime taught me. I go over my experience and then I zoom out and explore some of the social and cultural changes going on in the workforce, people's relationship to work since the COVID-19 pandemic. Stay with me till the end to see how these changes are inspiring people to redefine their relationships of work, the American dream, and freedom in 2025. Alright, let's dive in. I've been at my current community mental health job for about a year now. I do social work, and it's a lot of writing, typing, and being on the computer. I love the job, I'm grateful for it, but it is still a job. It can be very stressful, exhausting, sedentary. A few revelations dawned on me while working overtime. The first thing I realized was that even without a bustling office environment, I still get tired around the 6-hour mark, with my energy peaking and dipping every hour or so. Mind you, this is without consuming caffeine or anything else to boost my energy. So I went in on the weekend to catch up on notes, and I realized that in these types of environments, whether it be a corporate job, Amazon warehouse, or any job that prioritizes productivity, caffeine or sheer willpower mixed with higher stress levels, it's par for the course. And while it is adaptive in some cases, obviously on a human level, it's unhealthy. So that begs the question, what does a healthy, low-stress, stimulant-free job require? Well, mindfulness of your energy levels, regular breaks to walk around, stretch, eat, and socialize. This takes a lot of intentionality and effort, especially in a US work culture rooted in a Protestant work ethic. Even with a good night's sleep, proper nutrition, and self-care, I still get tired around the 6-hour mark. That's not to say you should quit your job or all jobs are exploitative. That's another conversation entirely. I had this impression that if I was just by myself in my office, I'd be able to focus for 8 hours straight. I don't know what I was thinking. Bottom line, if you're a working class young person like me, you're going to be working for a few more decades. So this is a marathon, not a race. I've seen coworkers drink 4 cups of coffee, smoke cigarettes every hour, and that might give them the energy needed to stay focused for longer periods of time. But I think it goes against the approach of working to live rather than living to work. I was once talking to a mentor of mine and we were discussing days when I feel unproductive at work. They gave me a good way of looking at my energy each day. So they likened it to a battery. If I give 100% of my energy to work, I don't have much energy to go about the rest of my day with. Some days I can only give 50% energy at work. Shifting the conversation a bit. The 2018 book Bullshit Jobs by David Graeber explores the prevalence of meaningless jobs and their societal harm. In it, Graeber highlights that public sentiment overwhelmingly suggests that most people feel their job serves no real-world purpose. He argues that over half of societal work is essentially pointless, a reality that becomes psychologically destructive when paired with a work ethic that ties labor to self-worth. The book provided validation for many who suspected their work was either useless or made minimal impact. It also challenged the traditional belief, particularly among boomers, that work is inherently virtuous. Then when COVID-19 hit, mass unemployment and stimulus checks further exposed this reality. Many workers realized that society could still function even as millions stepped away from their jobs, proving that the government had the resources to support people working significantly less. So let me hit you with some data to strengthen this point. A 2017 Dutch study reported that 40% of global workers felt their jobs had no purpose. Most recently, due to COVID-19, a record 4.5 million Americans quit their job during November of 2021. The highest reported ever at the time, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. According to a 2022 Pew Research Center study, the top reasons that workers quit their job during the Great Resignation during 2021 and 2022 included 63% citing a lack of advancement opportunities, 57% feeling disrespected at work, and 35% searching for more meaningful work. The COVID-19 pandemic raised serious questions about job value and compensation. Many low-wage workers, like those in healthcare, grocery stores, and delivery services, were labeled essential, yet remained underpaid and overworked. At the same time, many highly paid corporate roles were revealed to be non-essential and easily put on hold. This exposed a major contradiction in how society rewards labor and sparked important conversations about fair wages and job necessity. The prevalence of remote jobs led some to question the amount of time wasted acting busy, doing useless meetings, and commuting to their jobs. People saw that part-time remote work or some kind of online hustle could allow for alternatives to the traditional 9 to 5. Two trends that occurred to me while thinking about this were the move towards van life and homesteading. Now, I don't actually know how common these two things are. However, idealization of the two amongst peers and online is something I've noticed in the past few years. It was hard to find data supporting this. I'm not sure who's researching this sort of thing. However, I compiled some reasons for the trend that I suspect. So first, cost of living and housing crisis. Second, a desire for simplicity and sustainability. Traveling and remote work called digital nomadism, hustle culture, and social media influence. With wages not keeping up with inflation, the 1% growing, and the dissolution of the middle class thanks to oligarchs like Musk and Bezos, the social contract that once promised a house and retirement, think Social Security and the ability to buy a house on a minimum wage job, seem much less available nor attainable. Simply put, for many, working a minimum wage job is no longer worth what it gets you. I think homesteading represents a different kind of work, one that often includes an element of fantasy reflected in the glamorization of farm life on social media, where being a rustic farmer or at one with nature away from the hustle of city life is romanticized. Being real, farming is hard work and can be physically taxing and potentially isolating, like any form of labor. On the other hand, it does appeal to my sensibilities because you directly reap the benefits of your labor. You bypass the bourgeoisie, which today means the CEOs of companies like Walmart or Amazon. Van life, on the other hand, offers the freedom that home ownership and retirement once provided, and which today stagnating wages and the high cost of living may deny many of. It's a Jack Kerouac-esque pursuit of adventure, purpose, meaning, and independence, all without the burden of rent. Amazingly, traveling this way offers all those opportunities and experiences, but it also comes at the cost of many comforts. This whole video is a stream of consciousness with some data sprinkled in. I hope you liked it, and I always like to end these things off on a high note. I'm inspired by people doing the homesteading thing and other trends I've seen, such as folks taking what's referred to as mini retirements, where they take a few months every few years and travel and explore. Delaying trips, travel, and vacation into retirement means doing them when you may not have the energy or lust for life that you once had. As wages stagnated in the past 4 or 5 decades, the golden handcuffs appeal faded, leading more to pursue a fulfilling life as they see it. I'm inspired by folks choosing life over work, however that might look for you. Keep on keeping on, folks, and let me know below how you see people changing their relationships with work. Check out a few of my other videos here. Could change your life. Thank you so much for being here. Be well.